This is the missile system book, which according to the International Commission shot down the Malaysian Boeing over the Ukraine. In this missile, there are thousands of damaging elements flying at a speed of 2000 meters per second. Concerned PVO MH17 carried out an experiment unprecedented in the history of aircraft accidents investigation. No one in the world has done such thing up to now. International Commission, headed by the Netherlands, for more than a year has been trying to figure out what happened on that fatal day when the Boeing was shot down. In June, MH17 released a report in which the system book developers studied the nature of the jet's damage, calculated the angles of the rocket's approach and determined the exact type of ammunition as well as the coordinates of the launch area's possible location, that is near the village of Zaroshenskoye. But it was not enough for the Russians. On the closed military ground in Nizhny Novgorod region, 2 explosions thundered. It was 2 experiments: a simulated missile launch from the area of Zaroshenskoye in the first case, and from the region of Snezhnoye in the second case. The results of the unique tests fully confirmed the version of the concern. But how? The plane and the missile were not in flight. In order to determine the parameters of the dynamic compensation and static position of the missile and the plane, the supercomputer processed all the possible options, more than 14 million. To simulate the shot from Zaroshenskoye on the military ground, metallic shields in the form of fuselage, special traps for damaging elements and also a metal shield imitating the left engine were set up. The box of fragments obtained after blowing up was programmatically imposed on a model airplane. As the result, there was recorded a damage similar to that found on the Malaysian Boeing. The left side of the jet, the cockpit and the left engine were damaged. The version that the launch was made from the Zaroshenskoye area was successfully confirmed. To check the version of the shot from Snezhnoye, MH17 made another experiment. The group purchased a decommissioned aircraft Il-86 as the closest in the design to a fuselage of the Boeing 777. There were obtained clear data on the damage to the jet, and they are fundamentally different from the damage to the Boeing. The Il-86 never received damage to the left engine. The major concentration of damaging elements, the so-called scalpel, went through the cabin thoroughly. The right side of the jet could not stay. Thus the version of the International Commission that the missile was headed to the Boeing from the Snezhnoye village was denied with a full-scale experiment on the real models. But that is not all. The experiment also rejects the other conclusion of the Dutch. According to the preliminary report of the International Commission, the Malaysian plane was shot down by a missile of 9M38M1 modification. A distinctive feature of this missile is a fragment called I-beam, leaving a hole in the shape of a butterfly. On the body of Il-86, there were found many of these butterflies. However, it's known that there are no such traces on the downed Malaysian Boeing. There prevailed the holes in the form of parallelepipeds. Such traces leave the shrapnel missiles of the previous generation, 9M38. Russia doesn't have such type of missiles. Expiry date of the last missile of that type is 2011. The conclusions of Russian specialists remain the same. The theory was confirmed experimentally. First of all, the missile was launched from near the village of Zaroshenskoye area. Second, in the course of the experiment, they refined the type of missiles which Russia does not have. Investigations and computer simulation give some versions of the events. They can be many. The scientific method is the most exact experiment in the real-world conditions. In fact, Russian specialists put an end in this event.